Some people, they spend their lives chasing dreams, some chase love, others, well, they chase something else entirely, something far more dangerous. They chase fortune, no matter the cost. Tonight, we delve into the dark world of ambition, desperation, and audacious heists that have left their mark on history. Get ready to step inside the minds of masterminds and witness the meticulous planning, daring execution, and shocking aftermath of the biggest bank robberies ever attempted. From intricate tunnel systems to elaborate disguises, these stories will take you on a roller coaster ride through the criminal underworld. We're talking millions, billions, even priceless artifacts, all vanishing into thin air. So buckle up, because tonight we're diving headfirst into the captivating world of epic heists. August 8, 1963, the dead of night. A chill hangs in the air, but it's not just the weather. A chill of anticipation, of a plan years in the making. Our story begins not in a bank, but on the tracks of the Royal Mail train. 14 men, led by a shadowy figure known only as the Ulsterman, are about to pull off the seemingly impossible. Months of planning, of studying train schedules, of crafting meticulous disguises. They were after a king's ransom, you see. Bags upon bags of used banknotes. The train rumbles to a halt. A signal light tampered with glows red. Inside, the unsuspecting postal workers carry on with their routine sorting. They had no idea they were about to become players in one of the most daring robberies the world had ever seen. The gang, masked and armed, stormed the train. There were no gunshots, no heroics, just cold, calculated efficiency. They made their move, securing the loot, a staggering £2.6 million, and vanished into the night. The nation awoke to stunned silence. The audacity of it all, the sheer brilliance and simplicity, left everyone speechless. Newspapers screamed headlines of the robbery of the century, and a manhunt of unprecedented scale ensued. The legend of the great train robbery had begun, but every story has its end. The gang's meticulous planning unraveled. Fingerprints, careless whispers, and the weight of the stolen fortune proved their undoing. Most were caught, tried, and imprisoned. But the legend lived on. The great train robbery wasn't just about the money, it was a brazen challenge to authority, a thumbing of the nose at the establishment. And in that audacity, in that daring defiance, it captured the imagination of a generation. Now, let's journey to Fortaleza, Brazil, where a different kind of heist unfolded. This wasn't a smash and grab, no sir. This was a masterpiece of patience, of meticulous planning that would take months to execute. Picture this, a nondescript storefront, grama synthetica, a company selling, you guessed it, synthetic grass. But beneath the surface, something far more audacious was taking root. A team of men, ghosts in the night, were carving their own path to fortune. Their target, the vault of Banco Central holding millions upon millions. Their tool, not dynamite or cutting torches, but something far more ingenious. A 256-foot tunnel. For months they burrowed inch by inch towards their prize. The air inside the tunnel was thick with anticipation, with the sweat of their labor and the weight of their ambition. They reinforced their passageway with wood and plastic, even rigging up an ingenious lighting and ventilation system. This wasn't just a tunnel, it was a testament to their unwavering determination. And then, finally, they breached the vault. The sight that greeted them was nothing short of breathtaking. Mountains of Brazilian real, neatly stacked and ripe for the taking. Over a weekend they emptied the vault, loading the cash into waiting trucks. When the dust settled, they were gone, vanished without a trace, leaving behind a gaping hole in a bewildered nation. The audacity of the crime, the sheer scale of their operation, left authorities baffled. They had made off with an estimated $70 million, making the Banco Central burglary one of the largest bank heists in history. But more than the money, they had pulled off the impossible, a feat of engineering and audacious planning that would be talked about for generations to come. Chapter 3. Now let's shift our focus to a chilly November morning in 1983 near London's Heathrow Airport. The target, the Brinks Mat warehouse, a fortress of security, guarding a treasure trove of riches. 6 men, armed and dangerous, breached the seemingly impenetrable fortress. They weren't there for the cash. This time it was something far more alluring, something that shimmered with a timeless allure: gold bullion. They overpowered the guards, their movements swift and precise, a testament to their cold, calculated planning. Little did those guards know, they were about to become footnotes in a story that would become the stuff of legend. The air crackled with tension as the robbers forced open the vault doors. And there it was, a sight that would make even the most hardened criminal weak in the knees. Rows upon rows of gold bars gleaming under the dim warehouse lights. 6,800 gold bars. 3 tons of pure gold, worth an estimated £26 million. They loaded the bullion into a waiting truck, the heavy metal clinking softly, a sound that must have been music to their ears. The getaway was clean, the plan executed with ruthless efficiency. But as with all tales of greed, the Biggest Bank robbery was just the beginning. The gold, you see, was just the first act in a much larger drama. The sheer quantity of stolen gold sent shockwaves through the world market. Melting it down, laundering it, hiding such a vast fortune proved to be a far greater challenge than the heist itself. The Biggest Bank robbery became a tangled web of deceit, betrayal, and violence. The gold may have vanished, but its trail led to a dark underbelly of organized crime, forever staining the legacy of this audacious heist. Chapter 4. The year is 2004 and the city is Belfast, Ireland. The troubles, as they were known, had simmered down, but the scars of conflict remained, etched deep within the city's soul. And it was against this backdrop of fragile peace that another audacious heist unfolded. The target, the Northern Bank, a symbol of stability in a land yearning for normalcy. But this was no ordinary robbery, this was a meticulously planned operation, orchestrated not by common criminals, but by a force shrouded in mystery and whispered allegations. The days leading up to the heist were like pieces on a chessboard, carefully moved into position. Key bank employees and their families were taken hostage, their lives used as leverage, their fear a weapon wielded with chilling precision. The world watched in disbelief as the robbers, disguised as police officers, gained access to the bank. They emptied the vaults, stuffing duffel bags with a king's ransom, £26.5 million in cash. The sheer audacity of the crime, the targeting of families, sent shockwaves through the nation. The piece, so painstakingly woven, threatened to unravel. Accusations flew, fingers pointed, but the perpetrators seemed to melt away into the shadows. The Northern Bank robbery wasn't just about the money, it was a power play, a calculated attack on the very heart of a nation struggling to rebuild. The scars of that robbery, the sense of betrayal and vulnerability, lingered long after the headlines faded. The investigation, mired in political intrigue and shadowed by the specter of the IRA, yielded few answers. The stolen millions, like ghosts, vanished into the ether, leaving behind a legacy of unanswered questions and a nation forever changed. Chapter 5. Our final story takes us not to a bank, but to a place where beauty and tranquility once reigned supreme, the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston. It was a chilly March night in 1990 when 2 thieves, disguised as police officers, pulled off one of the most audacious art heists in history. The museum, a treasure trove of masterpieces, stood vulnerable, its security woefully inadequate for the priceless artifacts it held within its walls. And those thieves, they knew exactly what they were after. They overpowered the guards with chilling ease, their faces hidden behind masks, their true identities swallowed by the shadows. For the next 81 minutes, they moved through the museum with an almost casual air, selecting their targets with the discerning eye of a connoisseur. Rembrandt, Vermeer, Degas, names that echoed through the halls of art history, now silenced, their frames left empty. Victims of a crime that would stun the world. 13 works of art, valued at over $500 million, vanished into thin air. The audacity of the heist, the brazenness of it all, left authorities baffled. The investigation went down countless rabbit holes, chasing whispers and rumors, but the trail, like the paintings themselves, went cold. Years turned into decades. The empty frames in the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum stood as a haunting reminder of the crime. The stolen masterpieces became the stuff of legend, whispered about in hushed tones in the art world's inner circles. The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist wasn't just about the money. It was a theft of beauty, a violation of artistry that transcended the material worth of the stolen pieces. It was a stark reminder that even in the most civilized of societies, the allure of such treasures can drive men to do unspeakable things. From the foggy streets of London to the sun-drenched beaches of Brazil, we've journeyed through time, tracing the footsteps of those who dared to challenge the very notion of security, who sought fortune and found infamy. We've seen how meticulous planning, Audacious execution and a touch of luck can rewrite history, leaving behind a trail of empty vaults, vanished masterpieces, and a bewildered public left grappling with the audacity of it all. But these stories, they're not just about the thrill of the heist. They're a reflection of our own fascination with risk, reward, and the lengths to which some will go to acquire wealth beyond measure. What would you do for a chance at such riches? What lines would you cross? It's a question that continues to intrigue, to challenge our perceptions of right and wrong. If you enjoyed this journey into the heart of epic heists, be sure to hit that like button, share this video with your fellow true crime enthusiasts, and subscribe to my channel for more thrilling tales from the underbelly of history. Until next time, stay curious, my friends.